Hey, just a reminder. There's a big ass playlist, kind of like how there's a reactions playlist. There's a big ass playlist of just Reddit Am I the Asshole stories of just me going over them. Because some people have asked like for a playlist of just a collection of these, and it's like there is one. It's right there. So just check that out. Maybe would I be the asshole to ban my son's girlfriend from my house? By the way, I'm recording these all on the same day. If you see me wearing the Batman shirt, there's a good chance I'm recovering from a cold. Okay. After I record, I cough for like 5 minutes straight, and then I hop back on. Would I be the asshole to ban my son's girlfriend from my house? I got so confused. Whenever I read the 52F, I think your son is a 52-year-old female. My son has started bringing his girlfriend over a month ago. The first time he brought her over, I took it quite formally and cooked up a feast, but it soon became obvious it's becoming a daily thing and not just a one-time formal thing. The first meeting, she came quite a bit late, and the food was cold by the time she came. No pardons or anything. And when we were done, everyone helped to pack up, and we thought she would kind of get the notion, but since it was her first time here, we didn't say anything. That all adds up to me. As for desserts, I like to do this thing example for cupcake. I will prepare the icing, and everyone would gather and decorate their dessert, but she made it quite clear from the get-go she wasn't interested in it and stuff. Okay, like she didn't want the cupcake, or she didn't want to decorate the cupcake. Because I feel that. You make the cupcakes and then you're like, you can put how much. That's actually a good idea, because some people don't like a ton of frosting, but me, I'll go to town. You know me. I should be eating healthier, I feel like I'm getting fatter by the day. I weigh almost 220 pounds. 220 pounds. And you know what? The problem is, it's not, unfortunately, it's not all muscle. It's all face fat. But I feel you. I understand. So basically, for the last month, she's almost here daily, and she would request for specific dishes with no thanks and stuff. My other son has also verbally called him out on her not contributing anything gently, but she said something around the lines of no ring, no wife duties. What? Okay, man. Yeah, you just throw a ring, and those types of women are very funny. Just give her a ring, and then she'll cook and clean the whole house. It's like a default. I don't know. Just interesting. I don't see this as a wife duty. That is, I will say, also interesting to refer to that as like a wife duty by default. It's 2024, fellas. Well, I mean, I guess Trump did get elected, so it's, hey, back into the kitchen. Hey, you know how it is. Hey, it's not my fault. I voted for who I voted for, and it wasn't Trump. But who cares? Politics I'm blackpilled on politics at this point. Sometimes I think like I'm going to vote for the person that will most likely help everyone across the board, and not just me. And then, I don't know, half of the country just goes, no, my eggs are expensive. I don't really know anything about the economy or policy or anything like that, but I do know that my eggs are expensive, and I do know that the blue side is in office right now, so it has to be because of that. But I don't know. Don't follow politics, because it makes you upset when you talk to anybody that doesn't actually really follow politics. It just upsets you. I don't even know why I'm getting into it. I'm getting upset thinking about it. Anyways, so today when my son told me that she requested a specific meat pie for dinner, I'm quite done. However, I don't want to affect my relationship with my son over this, especially since he really likes her a lot, but I'm really considering banning her from our dinners. I wouldn't say that you necessarily need to ban her, but I wouldn't cook the meat pie. She just kind of shows up late whenever she wants, eats the food, doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to help in any way. And is now making like recommendations and then sitting here pulling off the no ring, no wife duties. We're not going to get a ring. If you're going to play that card, you got to play the part out the gate, Otherwise, I don't think you're going to get that ring, Me personally, I like a nice, strong, independent woman. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're all different. And the reason I have such a big problem with this is because my other children has brought their mates back. My eldest son and his girlfriend is living in my house, actually, but none of them have a problem with like this. It was almost natural of them to contribute. Also, I don't have a problem with not wanting to decorate, but it's the idea of her not joining in on family. Like movie night and everything, she would just stay in the room alone. Even my son was in the living room. So she's weird. It's interesting, but I don't want to make this sound like victim blaming, but you remind me a lot of my mom, because my mom will continuously invite people into the house out of the kindness of her heart. She'll give people a place to stay. And, there's plenty of people that when they do that, they'll do a lot of things to help around the house. You know, they'll take care of like the dogs if my parents go out of town, or they'll do like favors like pressure washing the house or something like that. But then every once in a while, there's somebody that comes along that just completely abuses the kindness of my mom and my stepdad. And it drives me batshit insane, but they continue to let it happen because, I don't know, they're a little too nice, you know? A little too nice. Yes, it was verbally communicated to her that she's expected to help out after maybe a few weeks, but she replied with no ring, no wife duties, ideology, and no, my son isn't able to get his own place. It's expensive, and you need to be married to get a house. I wouldn't say that. He can't just move out. I mean, 2 incomes. I think that's what you're saying here. You don't necessarily have to be married to get a house. You probably just need 2 incomes unless you're working a job that allows you to buy a house on a single income, which nowadays it's a lot harder for most people. But as for the people asking about the housing as you search up Singapore, oh, never mind. I have no clue what's going on in your country, to be real with you. So you barely know, showing up daily, requesting specific meals, but not helping with prep, saying, yeah, this is obvious. Sort by controversial for the fun. This is not the asshole. I don't even need to read the positive comments. Some people have complained that I don't read enough of like the positive comments, but do you really need that? Like, I'll tell you, this person's not an asshole. It sounds like this person is taking advantage of your kindness. Do you really need me to read like 5 comments in a row that just agree with what I say? No, we like confrontation here. You're the asshole for being mad she didn't get up and clean as a first-time guest, but not the asshole for the rest of this stuff, as that sounds crazy as all get out. Yeah, but the thing is she didn't say anything because it was the first time. Food was time she came, no puns or anything. And when we were done, everyone helped to pack up. But since it was her first time here, we didn't say anything. So the first time they didn't say anything because it was her first time. So whatever. Don't ban her from dinners that will hurt your relationship with your son. See, that's the complicated thing, man. But isn't that exactly what I said? Did I not say that you don't necessarily have to ban her, but that doesn't mean you have to cater to her every whim and make this like meat pie for this girl who just like doesn't even seem to give a shit other than, you know, showing up for dinner? Ignore her request for meals. I would say that if she wants to actually start participating, sure, I'll make your meat pie. If I have to choose, I'd say you're the asshole. Work it out with your son before putting him in a position where he has to choose between you and his girlfriend. No wife duties makes it rather clear this is not a shy situation. She's entitled AF. I would agree. Shy people, I'll tell you what, shy people are oftentimes willing to help in those situations because they're scared of how they'll come across. It's the confident people. It takes a lot of confidence to go to somebody's house and like demand that they make the food that you want, and then to like just not help ever. I don't know. And then to pull the like no ring, no duties. You're the asshole for letting it get to this point. Why are you allowing them to both take advantage of you like this? I love like I said, I'm not for the victim blaming. And I think maybe I have a personal bias in this because my mom has been in this exact situation with people that she's let into the home, whether it's family or friends of the family, to try to give them a place, and they've taken advantage of it. So maybe I'm a little, like biased in the situation, but I always expect a comment like this where it's like, you're the asshole for just letting people do this to you. I don't think it makes him an asshole, but it's like, you don't have to be such a pushover. The girlfriend is annoying, but you're going to be a nightmare of a mother-in-law. You don't know how to set boundaries like an adult. You're passive-aggressive when things don't go your way. Then you go nuclear and ban their partners instead of communicating. I feel sorry for your kids. You're an asshole. I wouldn't say that. He hasn't, has not banned them yet. We have communicated to her. Her response was no ring. Was it not clear? Your response should have been no manners, no food. That's not a wife duty. It's a guest duty. It is interesting. Does she not know it's 2024? You can't be saying things like that. Wife duties? Huh? She's a strong, independent one. Oh man, it's going to be an interesting 4 years. As a libtard cuck who tends to lean in, like not very PC on things, libtard, soy boy, beta low T cuck. Those are all the adjectives to describe me in this day and age. Because of the side of the political spectrum, clearly. You know what I mean? Soy boy too. Although soy shit I'm not really into soy anything, but we'll throw it in there, So instead of making them talk about your issues, you're going to outright ban her from the house, make everything a clarification process. It sounds like they have talked about it, and she said no ring, no wifely duty. So she sounds horrible. Not going to go into it. You're the asshole. Have a serious conversation first where you let your rules, concerns, and consequences. Your son and his girlfriend can decide from there what they want. Rules that may not be clear for you might not be for anyone else. I mean, I wouldn't ban her, to be real with you, and I don't think you're the asshole here. I wouldn't, and to be honest, I wouldn't think you're the asshole for banning her because it's up to you. I wouldn't personally ban her, but I would just make it known that, like, hey, by the way, you don't really get to make like decisions on what we eat and shit like that because you don't really participate in anything. You just show up for the food, so you get what you get. That's kind of how this whole process works. You know, you don't just get to show up to the homeless shelter and be like, what the hell? Where's the lobster, the surf and turf? You know what I mean? Where's the steak and shrimp? It's a little more complicated than that. As nice as it would be to go to the homeless shelter and see that they're feeding every homeless person, you know, surf and turf dinners with like loaded baked potatoes or whatever. That would be great, but that's not really how the world works. And if, you know, you're in a situation where you're getting free food from a person, you know, unless you're allergic, in which case, you know, just don't eat it. Maybe run the allergies by them. But like, you know, don't be so demanding, you weirdo. Not the asshole here, though.